Agent Romanoff. You miss me?
Oh yeah, Charles, we got ourselves an X-Men fan.
Captain.
Your Highness.
Captain, big fan, Spider-Man. Hey everyone.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Film Artsy. I'm your guy, Trevor Baker, and today we're going to be talking about our favorite web-slinging hero, that's right, Spider-Man, and more specifically, the new Spider-Man movie coming later this year, Spider-Man No Way Home, and even more specifically, a massive plot leak that's recently come out amidst, I know, a ton of plot leaks, a ton of speculation, but there seems to be at least some slight weight to this. Now, like I said, these things can be proven untrue, but there's a lot of things I think you could hold to weight on this one, or some things that are very interesting. I'm going to give you the plot leak and what potentially could be happening in the new Spider-Man No Way Home movie, and also some of my thoughts about what is true and what is not, and why I think there might be some validity in what has been released and leaked out. So if you're not too worried about potential spoilers, stay tuned and buckle up because we're about to get started. Now this year is a year full of anticipation. That's right, we've gotten the most Marvel we've gotten in a long time, especially after the pandemic, with things like WandaVision, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, and some big movie releases like the Black Widow movie, The Eternals, and what is probably the most highly anticipated movie of the year, Spider-Man No Way Home. It's no surprise that Spider-Man No Way Home has become the most anticipated movie of the year. This is one expected to blow the lid off this whole thing. Multiverses, villains from other movies, you name it, it's got it, and it's almost become too big for its britches because fans have taken this movie and ran with it into something I'm not even sure they could truly fulfill. But we've had a lot of other things leak, like seeing actors on set, rumors that other actors are signed on, and there does seem to be a big hush-hushness around the project. Now, we have had many actors like Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield say, no, we're not in this movie, but if I'm being honest, like I said in a previous video, would you want to be the one who breaks the news before any trailers have come out and all the speculation? All of this speculation is great for business, it's great for Marvel, and with these plot leaks, there seems to be a lot more weight to what we've been speculating for the past year. It's been no secret that there is going to be villains from other Spider-Mans in this upcoming Spider-Man No Way Home. Alfred Molina and Jamie Foxx are going to be reprising their roles as Doc Ock and Electro. If you're unfamiliar with these two, Doc Ock is from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, specifically Spider-Man 2, and Electro, Jamie Foxx, is from The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Those are two totally different franchises that live in Sony's vault that are going to be coming over to the MCU. Another thing that we've gotten is actually in the Morbius trailer. In the Morbius trailer, which is a Sony-owned film, we see Michael Keaton's Vulture at the very end. Once again, another crossover from Sony to MCU. This is where the speculation started that there's something bigger behind this project than just another creative Spider-Man movie. We left Spider-Man with his identity being revealed by none other than James Jonah Jameson, yet another crossover from Sony and Marvel. And that's where we thought maybe this movie would take place, and that was cool to have James Jonah Jameson reprise his role. Big whoop-de-doo, but then all the rumors started to come out, and rumors began confirmation that we are indeed getting villains from other franchises reprising roles as villains that they were in those other films. So that is a huge deal. Now there's rumors that William Dafoe has been on set, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Emma Stone, Kristen Dunst, and so all of a sudden you're looking at this movie, you're going like, whoa, what do we got going on here? And just recently, a couple days ago, I have been told and have read that Rhino and Scorpion might indeed be showing up in this film as well, which screams one clear thing that I've mentioned in previous videos, and if you're keeping up with it, it does seem that the Sinister Six, probably the greatest assembled team of villains that's ever faced Spider-Man, will be assembled in a Marvel Cinematic Universe film, and we believe it's the upcoming one, Spider-Man No Way Home. Why am I saying all this? Why would I spend the time to talk about things that you probably have read and you have probably seen? Well, it's important because the plot leak that we got, literally, this news broke about 24 hours ago, so not the time to set up this video. This is a fresh plot leak. We got some information that indeed the Sinister Six is a confirmation, and along with that we got Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield being a confirmation, and that this is actually the focal point of the story, all surrounding one major villain leading a team. And that's right, a recent leak of William Dafoe being on set. It's more than just being on set. William Dafoe is going to be playing a big role as the Green Goblin. Before we continue our video, I just want to let you guys know that we have a really cool Instagram that updates on a regular basis. So if you like all things Marvel, this is the Instagram for you. So go follow that filmartsy Instagram right now. You won't regret it, I promise you. Seriously, open Instagram right now and click that follow button. Now back to the video. A new supposed leak claims that we have a pretty whole picture of what this film is going to be about. And like I said, if you want to avoid spoilers, you need to jump out now. Now, you do not want to go to this website. There's a lot of viruses and stuff here. I got this from a different source, but 4chan, which has been hit or miss, but we have to be honest, 4chan has hit on a lot of their predictions. And although I do think some of this sounds a little fan story-esque, there seems to be some real meat here, so much so that we might be losing two significant main characters. They will be dying in this film. What it sounds like it starts off with it ties in with a leak that we got a couple days ago, actually prior to this most recent leak, that the movie will start off with Tom Holland on the run after his identity has been revealed by Mysterio in the last film. He's going to take refuge with none other than Doctor Strange. As you've seen the picture where everyone's outlining the shadow, and that definitely looks like Doctor Strange being in the film, it also makes a lot of sense that one of the few places where he can find refuge is the Doctor that he just met in Endgame, who understands the greater universe and multi-dimensions, which is something we think we might be running into. Upon taking refuge with Doctor Strange, apparently in the Sanctum, there is some kind of multiverse situation going on. Now, what we hear here, or at least some of the leaks that I've read, is that there's Sinister Six is actually being held in the Sanctum. Now, I have a lot of reasons for why I don't think that seems to be the way this would shake out, because I don't remember the Sanctum ever being mentioned as a holding place for prisoners. Also, the Sinister Six is an oddly specific group of villains to have. I know it's great for Spider-Man, but like, why? Also, that's not really Doctor Strange's role. He's trying to protect things. He's not necessarily the keeper of bad people. All that being said, is the leaks at least suggest that there is a connection between Doctor Strange and the Sinister Six crossing multi-dimensional abilities, right? So we already have the premise of this happening, and there's a situation at the Sanctum of Doctor Strange where all the Sinister Six get out as a result of Tom Holland falling prey to the Green Goblin's trickery, which, if you know in the comics, the Green Goblin is the greatest enemy and foe of Spider-Man, persuasive, cunning, so it's not too far-fetched to believe that something happens between Tom Holland and William Dafoe's Green Goblin that results in this tragedy of the Sinister Six indeed getting out. Now, I don't know how these universes break, and I'm not here to put in all the story, but let's talk about the other plot leak that just came out recently. The major plot that's been leaked recently is that, yes, Tom Holland's Spider-Man will team up with Maguire and Garfield to stop the Sinister Six, which is going to be led by William Dafoe's Green Goblin. And that right there is shut up and take my money Simpsons gift, right? Because I am all in for that story alone. I don't care how it happens, how they make it happen. I want it. Give it to me. Inject it into my veins. Like, that is a crazy storyline. The grand finale, this is what's said in the leak, is going to take place at the Statue of Liberty with two significant characters dying in the film. It is reported that two characters dying will be Maguire's Spider-Man dying in battle, and then in the midst of the Osborn's evil plan being stopped, not only will Maguire's Spider-Man die, they're saying that, yes, our beloved Ned will also die as well, which is played by Jacob Batalon. He allegedly dies. This leaves Parker filled with rage. He tries to go and kill Green Goblin, and Garfield stops Tom Holland's Spider-Man from going through and killing the Green Goblin, and showing him that as a superhero there's loss, there's sacrifice, and he would be one of the best people to represent that, since he did indeed lose Emma Stone in his universe. Why this is significant, and how can you weed through, like, well, how in the world is that going to be true? Let me talk about a couple things. I think this confirms one thing that I've been thinking for quite some time, and I think a lot of evidence points to, is they are putting together the Sinister Six. I don't understand why you would take a couple like an 𝘠𝘪𝘭𝘮𝘳𝘠 and Elektra, which are clearly Sinister Six, and then say, yeah, and we're not going to do the rest. And with Green Goblin, William Dafoe is a great Green Goblin, and I would actually be totally down with them updating his look so it's not so, mask, robotic looking as it is more the Green Goblin look, but they have all the pieces to play their cards right and bring in the Sinister Six. Also, I do think this plot leak is indicative. I know this is maybe wishful thinking, but I really do think this is happening, that we are going to get Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield coming into this movie. And I do think there's actually some weight here, is that if they're brought into the movie, Tobey Maguire makes a lot of sense to kill off in some epic remembrance fashion. Don't get me wrong, I love Tobey Maguire, but we're not getting more of those films, and this would be a fitting end where he, as the OG Spider-Man, dies in such a way that's significant and perhaps saves the day at the very end, or indeed saves Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man as well. I really struggle with Ned dying because this seems very raw for Disney to go after, and I would say if there's anything in this plot leak that I just think is maybe a little fanficky, because like I said, 4chan is hit or miss here, I don't see Ned dying because that honestly would stink. I love Ned. That's not Disney's MO. They don't typically do things of that nature, especially when Ned is a kid. That'd be very atypical of Disney. I also question whether it would all take place at the Statue of Liberty. Although that seems cool and very New York-y, I think Marvel is not as on the nose as they used to be, so it'd be interesting if that does pan out. Anywho, thank you so much for watching and navigating through this plot leak with me. So leave in the comments below what you're hoping to see for Spider-Man No Way Home. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It helps us so much here at the channel. We're trying to provide this content to you guys on a regular basis. So if this resonated with you, yeah, it would mean a lot if you would go and subscribe, hit that bell, and share with your friends. And as always, until next time, thanks for watching.